Alright, so thank you for taking the time to speak with me. How are you?
Very well. A little bit
good.
tired.
We didn't sleep much last night. We came from Washington and the roads are really bumpy.
Bumpy?
Yeah, so we were like, you know, doing the worm or whatever they call it. Snake.
You know that dance move when you're like,
Yeah.
It's pretty much doing that in our bunks, but no, it was good fun. It was, we're fine. We're happy to be on the road in the States. So.
Now, you've had several VIP tickets sell out where you're getting to meet a lot of your fans, so just how has that been? Has it been overwhelming at all?
It's just really nice, to be honest, to like, you know, every place you go to, you suddenly, like, we finish sound check and then, you know, have a chat to a bunch of like local people predominantly, and I don't know, it's obviously flattering for us as well to like meet fans who want to come and meet us, but yeah, I don't know. It's good, isn't it?
I think it's nice. Yeah. It's nice to meet people.
And
people over here are so friendly as well.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah,
or at least like the people we meet for the.
Boston's such an unfriendly city.
Oh really? Well, maybe it's an unnatural situation that
Maybe it's just because they like you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Run into someone on the street and see what happens.
No, but in general in the States, it does feel like most people you meet everywhere are pretty friendly.
Really?
That's our experience, yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, maybe that's because Europe's colder, and so I don't know.
Maybe it's because we got different accents. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe people are polite to you know, newcomers, and they're like, okay, we got to take them there, show them a good time. But no, we've had nothing but been treated really well. Yeah, it's been great.
You guys love playing summer festivals, you know, all over the UK, and I know you played South by Southwest as well, right? Have you thought about playing festivals such as Warped Tour, where your American audience is growing?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think if we were offered to do it, we just haven't really.
It's not really down to us.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've really been offered any festivals over here, really.
It's, if they want us to play, we'll do it. You know, we love playing festivals. We did play the festival in New Orleans.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
months back.
The Voodoo Festival, we played that one, and that was Halloween, and everyone was in fancy dress. That was quite fun. We ended up in fancy dress as well.
I had a penguin costume on.
Yeah. It was like donated costume to the Wombats, it seemed, on stage. And well, that technically in Albany on Saturday night there was a little festival there, the Move Festival or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was like in a series of little venues, but that was really fun. Yeah, we'll play anywhere. It's not our decision, basically. It's we just haven't been asked, I don't think, but maybe next summer.
Yeah, well, I don't know how this works, but I remember last year when I was doing Warped Tour, one of the bands was saying how they're like every year they'll have a few bands that, you know, maybe like they just need that little push to get on there, and basically so they'll get on the festival, but they just have to do catering, like they're in charge of all the catering. Yeah, and that's all you have to do. So. You get to be around food all day, and play. So
that'll be good. I reckon the Wombats would cook up a pretty decent. Well, Merv's cooking skills are not great. Like, he'd be the first to admit that. Yeah, it'd be like some burnt toast with a really dry egg. It would be alright.
It would be okay.
Do homemade pizza and then we do a hot dog party or something.
Hot dogs every night.
Pesto pasta.
Pesto and pasta. Oh yeah.
You guys have talked about Liverpool's extremely welcoming music scene and have said that in other places or countries it's not that easy. And I know it's not here. What do you think that America and other countries can do to be more accepting and welcoming of unsigned bands?
Well, I'm sure in their own way, like local unsigned bands here probably have it the same as we did in Liverpool, I guess. I mean, you know, we played in Liverpool sometimes to like 3 people, and those 3 people were our flatmates. You know, we did all those gigs when no one came, and I think as long as you've got a good group of like friends, and you start becoming friendly with other musicians, and they bring their friends, and you know, if you've got younger brothers and sisters,
we'll have a big family. I was going to say,
family like I have.
Oh, really?
Did help us,
and that helps
to sell tickets.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it. Yeah. I don't know whether Liverpool is particularly different to anywhere else, to be honest. For that, you've just got to play in as many venues as you can, and I think the one good thing with Liverpool, lots of the promoters in the smaller venues will give everyone a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the same here.
That's really hard, at least here. Unless you already have a significant following, nobody wants to give you a shot.
Yeah. Well, in Liverpool it's fine. You can get gigs everywhere.
To get a gig.
But for us to get gigs in London was really hard, because you know they want you to sell 50 tickets, and how can you sell 50 tickets in a place that you don't know anyone?
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, no, it is hard, and obviously you don't get paid for any gigs and stuff. It's kind of this unpaid life for a while. Yeah, you just lose money and you have to keep scurrying back to your parents or get a part-time job. But it's all part of the experience, isn't it? I think everyone has to go through that to get to the other side.
Builds character, right?
Yeah,
that's the
definitely.
way to look at it, yeah.
Keeps you humble, which is always important.
Now, along those same lines, do you think that there's anything that musicians can do to sort of, I guess, force their music upon other people politely?
I mean, the obvious thing to say is like MySpace and Facebook and all those kind of things.
It's not so much anymore though. I mean, we were kind of lucky because MySpace was really working back then. Yeah. It was like you added some people and they actually came onto your profile and listened to it.
Yeah, this was like 2004, 2005, wasn't it? Around then, 2006 as well.
Because you could type in the postcodes when we had a gig in Leeds or Newcastle, all the places in the UK. We like made sure that we invited or added a bunch of people from that place, and maybe 5 of them came down, and it's kind of like it really helped us out early on. But these days, I don't think it worked.
I think obviously the one good thing these days is if like people go to a gig or just randomly stumble into a bar and they see a band playing, if they get a little card or a sticker, or if they just remember the name somehow, they might go and check it out online. Whereas obviously in the past they wouldn't have had a way to have actually found that, and then maybe they would have had to go to like a local record store, and if it wasn't there then they would have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like that's coming back a little bit, because like the mystery around bands are quite like attracting a lot of people these days as well.
Yeah.
The bands that you don't find anything about on social medias, people find that interesting somehow, and they really have to dig, or like look around online to actually figure out who are these guys. It can be interesting as well. It's a way to do it these days, I suppose.
And then I actually that was one of my other questions. Was you had said that you thought that whole indie rock genre was really specialized, especially here in America. Do you still feel that way then? That it has that appeal still? Of like the unknown band
I mean, we don't live here, so I don't know. But I mean, obviously, tonight's sold out, so there's obviously people who are still out there, like looking for alternative music and not just listening to the main stations and going down the more commercial route, I guess. But I don't know. You tell us. Are all the small venues packed out most nights, or?
No, this is really, it's you guys should be really excited about it. I mean, the Middle East, it's a small venue, but it's nice because it's intimate and it doesn't get sold out too often, so it's,
cool.
Definitely be excited about it.
High five, man.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, for us to be this far away from home as well, it's always...
yeah, it's got to be amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
So what have been some of the struggles that you guys have faced that people may be unaware of, regardless of whether it's with the band or it's personal conflictions, business conflictions, etc.?
Personal confliction? No, not really.
No, like between us three, fortunately, we've never really had like any major
only one
arguments.
Only one argument.
Well, the tangerine one, yeah. We've been kind of lucky really with that. We all we are just mates and we get on really well. And when it comes to like making stuff, obviously there's the odd moments of like you throw a little grunt because your idea is not being listened to, or you don't think it's going in the right direction maybe. But it soon passes, and we all know when to kind of just let arguments lie. In terms of business things, I mean, we've had we've had arguments with certain people in our record company and stuff, but it's not really. It's like any job in a way. You end up with people that you work with that, again, you have an extra person who has an opinion on what you're doing, and they're coming at it maybe from a slightly different point of view, but a kind of necessary point of view sometimes. That sometimes we're stubborn, and sometimes they're stubborn, and you just end up locking heads a little bit, and there goes the camera. I think it's still all right.
Oh, yeah.
But in general, we're really lucky with all the people that we have working with us, and to give anyone a hard time would be probably unfair. So yeah, we're doing all right, aren't we?
Yeah. It's just hard when you got this ownership with like it's music as well. Isn't it? Like you feel like you own it. It's like your work and it's your thing.
Baby.
And then like other people have opinions about it. Like, oh, you're not supposed to tell us what to do.
We're gonna give you the baby. You don't dress the baby up. Yeah. But in general, 90% of the time it's the baby stays untouched. But occasionally there's a bit of lipstick put on that we have to try and get rid of.
Some lip gloss.
Lip gloss.
Not too much fan of it. The lip gloss, really.
What is something that you guys would like to do, again, either as a band or just as individuals, that you haven't had the opportunity for?
Play in South America.
Yeah, that's a continent that we like to go to. South Africa.
Yeah, I think like touring for us is one of the the principal things we love doing, and that's kind of we just love like going off and seeing new places and meeting new people and seeing different reactions from different countries, and to get to go to South America to play music would be pretty much it's one place that we haven't really been, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah, it's one to take off the list. I mean, the more new places we can see, really, whenever wherever people want us to play with.
And then apart from that, obviously just have like the next 3 albums we put out, just have them all be #1 and everywhere in the world, and sorted.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. When we do DJ sets, we often play like Katy Perry. It's one of the. I mean, if we talk music, that's
anything. No.
Yeah.
Anything. Any guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures.
Secret stuffed animal collections back home. Figurines. Little Mermaid.
I got stone collection at home.
What?
Stone collection. I used to collect stones when I was a bit younger, but my mum hasn't really touched it since she's it's set up exactly the way I left it when I moved away from home. And it's basically like loads of different stones with a little tag on them saying what kind of stone and where I found it.
Oh.
It's amazing. It's really good. We saw it when we were over there, and there's a lot of dedication that went into that. I don't know.
Everybody has a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. I don't really get. I don't feel guilty though about anything.
You like dressing up in female clothes.
I do like dressing up as a woman sometimes. Yeah. I don't think I should feel guilty for doing that. It's quite liberating, isn't it? Really, you feel quite feel quite free.
It's all I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then, what is one question that you'd like to be asked but never have been, and what's the answer?
Never been asked. Never been asked that question, actually.
This is your big opportunity.
And the answer is I don't know.
Never been asked that question. Oh God, what question would you like to be asked? Can't think of anything. Maybe that's because we haven't slept, but. Nah, totally stumped me.
Amazing.
Yeah. What?
I'm good,
I'm trying to think of a question that I would like to be asked. I mean, there's questions that you wouldn't like to be asked. That's an easier one to answer, I guess.
Might as well.
But questions that you would like to be asked. Can you think of any that you'd like to be asked?
Well, I mean, it's a totally different situation. I don't know. I mean,
obviously.
It's tough because it's a different industry.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when people ask me about the magazine or how it got started and stuff like that, because it draws off of passion. So anything that involves passion,
Yeah.
Like, that's all.
I would definitely prefer like music-related questions. I do anyway.
There's probably some
I think
sexual questions you might like to be asked.
Yeah.
Well, depending, right?
Yeah,
It really
depending.
depends on who's asking.
Yeah.
About size.
No. About like, would you like to try this new move out, or you know, do you like it when I do this? And if so, shall I do this? And then you get to answer yes, and then you have a great time.
It's a note for future interviews, right? You'll get it in the next one. And then just, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Please don't ask me any questions about sexual stuff. Anyone out there? No. No. I don't know if you've got a shot of that poster over there, but that's just add that on at the end. No, I don't know. Oh, I've gone off on one now.
Alright, thank you very much.